with Tremfya. With rapid remission at 12 weeks and fewer bowel movements and less abdominal pain at 4 weeks. Most patients achieve remission at 1 year, and some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infection and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
In a world where accidents happen and insurance companies deny claims, a hero rises to get justice for the injured. From the firm that's won over $1 billion for their clients comes Sweet Justice with Sweet James.
KTLA Plus. Download it free today.
Love how I do it. Yeah.
A powerful storm sweeping through Southern California, bringing heavy rain and strong winds and threatening wildfire-scarred areas with the possibility of mudslides. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lou Parker.
And I'm Lauren Lister, and today for Glenn Walker. The downpour is also causing flooding, collisions, and closures along the roadways. And
our live team coverage on the storm continues this afternoon with reporters standing by in some of the hardest hit areas. But we start with Casey Montoya, who's tracking the current conditions here in the studio. Hi, Case.
Hi. Well, we've had a very busy morning. Max Doppler still showing us some heavy shower activity moving through San Diego County. Still getting a little bit for the Inland Empire, but our mountains and high desert seeing some moderate to heavy rain still moving through the area. Getting a nice break in the high desert communities. LA and Ventura County, for the most part, we're seeing a break from the rain, and we will for the rest of the afternoon. Still have a flash flood watch in effect for our mountain communities and parts of Orange County. That'll be with us through 5 o'clock tonight. Temperatures very chilly outside for us still. 63 in Oxnard, 45 in Sandburg, 50 in Burbank, and 60 in Corona. As far as what we're expecting for the rest of the afternoon, not quite done with some of these desert communities and the mountains getting those heavy downpours. But as we head into the evening, these showers still become scattered in nature, but there's the potential for thunderstorms still today, as we could see some more heavy rain moving through the area. Nothing like what we saw this morning, but we could see some of those pop-up showers over the next few hours. Tomorrow, temperatures will still be below average, but a little bit warmer. 68 for Santa Ana, 70 for Chino, 64 in Palmdale, and 70 tomorrow for Van Nuys. And now to Annie Rose Ramos, who has been following some of the aftermath from this storm this morning for us in Sun Valley. A lot of car accidents where you were today, Annie Rose.
Hey, Casey. Yeah, just because the rain has let up doesn't mean it's any less of a mess out here on the roadways. We are standing next to the 5 freeway on the northbound side, right before the Sunland Boulevard exit, where you can see that massive effort underway to clear out the remnants of an accident that happened right around 12:30. It happened right before our eyes. That is when we saw plumes of smoke coming from the far right-hand lanes, and we now know that it was 4 cars involved, 3 of them, 3 massive big rigs, that they are now using a crane in order to get one of those big rigs lifted onto a tow truck in order to take it away from this area. There's still 2 of the big rigs being set up on behind 2 other tow trucks, but just lanes right next to it, where it's impacting the rest of this traffic here on the 5 northbound freeway. Now take a look from Sky 5, because we know our Skyfly flying up above in order to give you a different vantage point, and it is there. It involves 3 big rigs, including that prime blue truck, and another one sandwiched in between that, and then a 3rd truck at the front, and a BMW SUV, which was also involved. Now, we saw the driver of that BMW SUV receiving medical attention from the LAFD, who responded here to the scene. We also understand another person involved was transported to the hospital. We believe that was the driver of one of the big rigs, not to mention the 2 right lanes now blocked off because of this accident. Now, accidents don't just stop here with what we're seeing just on the 5. Take a look at what is going on the transition road. This is the transition road from the northbound 5 freeway to the westbound 118. This truck partially hanging over the side of it. Hopefully that's what you're looking at there. CHP issuing a SIG alert for that entire road that is still in effect at this time. We know city fire crews responded to this area to lift the semi-truck off the trail. while they tell us no one was injured, that is at the 118 and the Fry Freeway. Now, a lot of people we saw trying to get around all of this mayhem on the freeways by taking the side streets. And we did too. That's exactly what we did earlier this morning. We took San Fernando Road, but take a look at what we came across there, because part of that street was completely flooded too. We saw that black BMW sedan stuck right in the middle of the road there with the truck trying to nudge it along and having really no luck with doing that. So even going around the freeways can really be a treacherous situation. But back out here live at crane now making a little bit of progress and getting that big rig onto the top of the tow truck, and that is really going to help move these trucks out of the way here. The CHP, when this first happened right around 12:30, guys, they estimated it was going to take about 2 hours, if not longer, to get these big rigs off the road and clear up this situation. And we are looking like we are nearing that level. We are looking like we're nearing that point where these tow trucks are going to be able to move all of these, what's left over, out of the way here. There was also a fair amount of debris that came out of some of the big rigs, and so they've also been trying to clean up all of that as well. But it has been a lot of one big headache right here when it comes to the 5 freeway. For now, we'll send it back to you guys.
Wow, they're working hard. All right, Annie Rose, thank you.
Today's storm is triggering mandatory evacuation orders in parts of inland Orange County.
And those evacuations cover several communities near the airport fire burn scar. Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost joining us live from Trabuco Canyon with the very latest. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, hey there. We are here at Trabuco Canyon Road, which they have completely closed off because of this weather event we've been seeing. We've seen in past storms, when the rain starts coming down, it can completely overtake this road. Trabuco Creek will actually overrun Trabuco Canyon Road and go over the bridge. We've seen that in the past, and earlier today, we saw how quickly things can change. Take a look at this video right here. This video where it looks like there's not much happening in Trabuco Creek, that was taken at 12:46 p.m. You may remember if you were with us at 1 o'clock, I said during 1 o'clock, it sounds like things are picking up over there. Back over there at 1:13 p.m. Look at the difference between the two. 12:46, not much going on. 30 minutes later, it's roaring down. That's why they closed off the road. That's why they had some evacuation orders in place for Trabuco Creek, Bell Canyon, and Hot Spring Canyon. But it wasn't just here they were worried about. This storm wreaked havoc on the roads. Take a look at this video from the 91 freeway. This is the 91 near Brookhurst. You see a big rig on its side over there, also not far away. The next video you're going to see after that is also going to be from the 91 freeway, but 91 and Valley View, both in kind of the Buena Park area up there. There, a car was on the side of the road, the pole on top of it. Don't know how that happened, but there were just accidents after accident after accident we were hearing on the scanner and different places that firefighters were responding to, and they were also responding to a lot of swift water rescue calls. Some of them didn't pan out. When we went to one, there was no one in the water. It was cleared, but we kept hearing them. We learned this afternoon that unfortunately there was one swift water rescue that did result in confirmation that there was a dead body in the water. Don't know if it's a man or the woman. It's not in the video you're seeing. This was in a different area. This one happened in Fountain Valley near MacArthur and the Santa Ana River. It was in the Santa Ana River. We're told that firefighters, rescuers responded. They did confirm there was a body in the water. However, the water was so dangerous, it was moving so swiftly, they couldn't get in and get the body and recover it and get any more information at this point. They were going to wait till the weather allowed for them to go in and safely recover that body. So we do know at least one person dead. Don't know the circumstances. Have to wait and see if it was a result of getting washed away or something else. But there is a body in the water in Fountain Valley near MacArthur Boulevard in the Santa Ana River. For now, reporting here in Trabuco Canyon, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
A grim development there, Chip. Thank you. Evacuation warnings have been issued in the Eaton Fire burn scar area in case of potential flooding or debris flows.
KTLA 5's Jennifer McGraw continues our live team coverage this afternoon in Sierra Madre. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Lou and Lauren. Yeah, it poured out here all night and all morning, and everybody bracing for the worst, and that's because of our foothills. We were here early this morning. The water was absolutely rushing down this waterway, bringing through storm drain water. But the concern here is tonight, while the rain has stopped, the foothills have been saturated and could potentially lead to even more mudslides. Crews clearing streets of mud and debris as heavy rain poured over the foothills. The main concern, mud and rock slides slamming into homes down below from the Eaton fire, ravaging the hillside.
We prepared for the worst, and fortunately it wasn't as bad as anticipated.
The city put up K-rails in Pasadena and the county in Altadena. And in Sierra Madre, they're dealing with what they're calling their own fiasco, a catch basin above a small community that tends to fill up with debris, causing major concerns in this problematic area.
The mud that we see coming down right now is all coming from that neglected catch basin there on Yucca Trail.
During February's rains, it happened once again, getting dangerously close.
It didn't come inside my home, but if for those of us that were here, we saw a lot of households were damaged, mud in my neighbors' homes. The streets were shut down.
Sadly, officials say with the instability of the surrounding foothills, neighbors are going to have to continue to take extra precaution, follow evacuation warnings and orders, and be prepared for another disaster.
You know, again, emphasize that this may go on for several years.
Sadly, it is going to take years for that vegetation to grow back. And again, officials are keeping a close eye on the instability of this hillside, and they will be doing that throughout the next couple of days. As for your sandbags at home, they tell me take extra precaution, wear a mask, wear gloves, and dispose of them properly because they're likely filled with toxins. We're in Sierra Madre. Jennifer McGraw, KTLA 5 News.
Jennifer, thank you. Some good news now as the storm continues to move across the region. Topanga Canyon Boulevard between Pacific Coast Highway and Grandview Drive has now been reopened.
It was closed as a precaution. KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang live in Topanga.